It's always a pleasure to be part of IIHM, and it's always, fun to be there with the students also. I'll sum it up very quickly. Everything for me comes to the point of an attitude. If you got the right attitude, you are there in my hotels. If you do not have the right attitude, trust me, it's very difficult to change the attitude after you've already been 20 plus or 25 plus of age. I can train you, I can groom you, I can get you skills, I can get you the practical knowledge, but it's very difficult for me to change the attitude of the person. So if you've got the right attitude, trust me, you'll be in my hotels and resorts any point of time. You know, what is important after 18 years, I took to be a graduate. Theory knowledge is absolutely most important, I would say. But more than that is the practical knowledge, which is important. And why I say practical knowledge and why am I associated with IIHM for last, and especially with Abdullah sir for last couple of years, is because I love the faculty of the IIHM, the way Dr. Bose, the way Abdullah sir, the way the entire faculty, they take pain to get the practical knowledge given to each and every your students out there. You know, so it's not regular bookish knowledge. And I've been to the IIHM Badarpur a couple of times out there. And the way I see when they do those practical sessions and I see them doing more of practical than their theory, which is absolutely a necessity in today's time. You can be a graduate, you can do a master's from abroad, you can do a PhD in hotel management. But trust me, when you're working in the hotels, you need to show results. So as I said, your basic knowledge is always important, but till the time you are able to show results, people are not going to ask you about the knowledge or your degree, what you're carrying along with you, right? So your attitude, plus our support in terms of your grooming, and I take pride and I take responsibility to groom the people, to groom my team members who join my hotels and resorts, because that becomes my responsibility. So the attitude is the only thing which I request people to come on board. And one more thing, come open with the open mind. That's extremely, extremely important. You know, because when you're joining any organization, forget hotel industry or any other organization you're joining, for me, which I always speak to my students, for first 6 months to first 1 year, come into the organization or join the organization and be like a sponge. As much as you can gain the knowledge, learn that, right? And post you have enough of knowledge, you can start talking, start expressing your ideas, start giving your inputs and start putting those things practical into the job. One, I would say you need to have the urge to learn. Two, if anybody is giving you a feedback, that also depends. I mean, I'm also talking about the institute you are in, or somebody is giving a feedback for your improvement. Please take that feedback in a positive manner. When I talk about attitude is how am I talking? How am I behaving? How am I sitting? You know, everything what I do 24/7, there is always somebody who's watching me, who's looking at me. So with my body language, with my expression, somebody can easily judge whether he's having a negative attitude or a positive attitude. So for me, the attitude is the way I carry myself. I sit, I walk, I talk, I do everything what I'm supposed to do. And this all comes together as part of also the grooming. You know, attitude is a sum of the grooming. You cannot become what you want by being what you are. You need to keep developing yourself. You need to keep improving yourself on and on. You know, you've seen the ECG machine in the hospitals. It keeps moving up and down, and that's how your heart keeps moving up and down, the heartbeat. You know, the moment the heartbeat stops, everything stops. Have you ever seen a fish in a river or a pond and it does not move? Because the day it stops moving, that means it's dead. So you need to keep on improving things continuously on and on. You need to keep developing your skills, and that can be any course, or that can be any department you prefer. You can take a housekeeping, take front office, take engineering, take anything you like. You need to be the best in that. That's all you need to remember. It's a cat and a dog fight between a housekeeping and a front office. And it's always a cat and dog fight between the food and beverage and the kitchens, right? Because that's what it always happens. But if you come from the other department to your sister department, like if you come from housekeeping to front office or front office from housekeeping, you can be actually a binding force to combine both the departments. And I can guarantee you, you will be respected tremendously on a higher side than your colleagues out there. I'll give you an example of a duty manager. You know, as a duty manager, you become, in the night, a duty manager is actually an acting general manager of the hotel, right? Which means you do not have two rights in your hand, which means you cannot hire a person in the night and you cannot fire a person in the night. Rest, you can take any decisions in the night because there is nothing above you as a night duty manager of the hotel. So when I was a duty manager in the hotel, I knew exactly how is the room made, how long does it take, what to do in case you want to make a room faster, what are the things you need to check to release the room probably. There are times when housekeeping calls up, sir, this room will take this much time. This is the deficiency in the room. I don't have supplies. Engineering is not helping me. And the excuses go on and on that part. So from the duty manager desk, when it used to be sold out times, I used to go on the floors. And I used to ask my housekeeping, okay, tell me, what is the issue? What is the challenge you're facing? And I'm going to help you out there. Eventually and very slowly, they realized that this guy has come from housekeeping department. You cannot make a fool out of it, right? So that actually made me help them a lot because I used to make the rooms even as a duty manager because I was obviously aware of how to make the rooms because I've done that part probably almost for about 15 months. But that actually helped me bringing housekeeping in front office department together. When your base is strong, when we all talk about when your base is strong, and your base can always be strong when you have a mixture of 2 or 3 departments where you actually worked in. When I come back tomorrow, when I wake up in the morning, I would not be doing the same thing what I did yesterday. That's the only thing which will push me beyond my limits. Yesterday I might have done 2 things, but today I need to do 3 more new things out there in my life. And that's the only way which will take me forward.
IIHM. For a great hospitality career, call 98310 50,000.